today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Today it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. An early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did. But he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. But it's going to be second down. You talk about this Seahawk defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window. Because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
And a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, they got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Now here are the Seahawks in great shape to start their first drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep a string of good games going right here.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Seahawks at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. To the right side, this is Walker. Oh, good move. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll set up a throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The numbers for Williams a week ago: 11 carries, 132 yards, and a touchdown.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as the tackle made at the 22. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now a 2nd and 10. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Decent run, maybe hoping for a little bit more. It does, though, set up 3rd and manageable.
And every play of this run, if it's blocked perfectly and executed perfectly, it's set up to go for a touchdown, right? But I like the way you described that one. Just get into a 3rd and manageable, nice decision-making, and took care of the football.
Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Fighting through pressure. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the 1st quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
2nd down and 4. Now a 1st carry for their fullback. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. 1st and just inside the 5. Walker going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. 2nd and goal from the 1. Walker once more. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Kenneth Walker, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he brings it back to right around the the 26-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here's the give to McIntosh. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The football going back to the Rams now. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. To throw, Brissett. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Brissett sets to throw it. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So here's a 3rd and 14. Here's Brissett. Screen play set up for Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Ethan Evans now. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line.
Touchdown! DK Metcalf. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. First down, Brissett. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Out of the gun, Brissett. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
They'll throw again. Brissett going up top for Kupp. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
He's going to field this at the 4. Fights loose. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. Marvin Mims, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. It was a strong first half for the former Spartan, Kenneth Walker. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
Quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
This is 2nd and 8.
They run once more with Edwards. Gets past one man. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
An impressive catch by Pickens.
And he's going to be dropped quickly right there at the 48, a couple yards shy of midfield. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he rifles one incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll run with McIntosh. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. That escapes the sack. Steps away to, but now he's swallowed up and taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a...
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Throwing, Brissett. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
Well, it reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
George Pickens.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. To throw is Brissett.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Brissett. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Credit the sack to Jonathan Hankins. The Rams on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Brissett.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
Touchdown, L.A. Nakua. 66 yards. And the Rams are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, did the Rams get it? Yes! L.A. football. So the onside kick is recovered. And, you know, I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, that going over the middle as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do.
It takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs them. The kicking team gets the football here. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And second down. Brissett now. Short throw, it's Higbee. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted a picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas.
They'll look to throw again. Here's one deep for Pickens. And oh, he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. Yeah, he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. Touchdown! DK Metcalf. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now an even 30. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Brissett. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Brissett. Pass complete there to Nakua. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
He completes this to Walker. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Dances by him. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Looking to throw.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
2nd and a couple.
He'll drop to throw. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a tough turnover there, as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And I don't know that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
And that one will go down in the books as just a 1-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field.
They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This one complete to Butler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort.